Hey everyone, Nick Shaheen here looking at Beyond Meat, BYND. That's not it. This is it. Okay, so somebody said it looks like it bottomed. First of all, let's go out to a daily chart. Pretty ugly stuff. Once it lost this, we had drawn this. The target was met and then some. And that was a technical call, and I have no opinions on whether it's a good company or not. The concept is good. You know, not eating meat has many reasons. I know I have friends that are vegans for moral reasons. In other words, they want to be good to the planet, they want to be good to the animals, and others for health reasons because they believe that it's indeed better way of life. And, you know, those are valid reasons. Nobody can mock that and say, no, I prefer to eat meat or they're wrong about it. So from a company perspective, it's very expensive. I'm pretty sure they still lose money. And the valuation from Wall Street, even though it has fallen so far, it's pretty high. Let me see here. 55 times sales. So the price of the stock is 55 times its sales. To put things in perspective, Amazon is 3.5. So this is pretty steep. It's like pot stock companies. So has a bottom. They said the question was, it looks like it bottomed. Kind of like, what do you think? I'm thinking, okay, so maybe it bottomed on the chart, but that doesn't mean it is a bottom, or more importantly, it doesn't mean I should chase it up. So from the daily chart, there's some things we can learn some things. First of all, that the target was met and then some. And this was a pivotal zone from this whole period of time. This is where bulls and bears agreed the most, buyers and sellers. So it is where it belongs, so to speak. It's towards the end of the range, but it's where most of the action has happened. In other words, all this stuff up here is way less than the stuff down here. How do I know that? It's from the volume profile here. So this volume profile takes all this information down here, the volume, and throws it up where it belongs on the price chart. So you know that this is where most of the action happened. Even though it spent a lot of time up here, the heaviest volumes were down here. Probably on this was a big one. There was a conversion of sorts at 165. I don't know how that comes into play. Warrants or whatever, above my pay grade. So when they ask me, has it bottomed, maybe they want to sell puts in it, which would be better than buying calls. And the markets are open and my eye is going to, or is the market? I can't believe what's going on. But anyway, so let's zoom in and see if we can come up with a few lines to help. So I can tell you right away, I don't want to chase it unless a few things happen. And let's get a scratch pad. All right, here it is. Recent spike on whatever, twice before. So right away, this is proven resistance because it failed here and here. Here it is. So onus is on the buyers to break through it. So I consider that this is resistance until it's breached. So if you ask me if I should buy calls, for me, I would wait. I would put an alert at 84 plus. Maybe a little bit higher, and I'll tell you why. Because this has happened before. This is I forgot what the timeline on it, but I want a close and confirmation of it above the prior resistance. So, and it's also a pivotal zone from here. So, indeed, it is proven resistance until it's not. So ideally, the bulls will do this, and then come back and use it as footing, and then go up. Once they do that, then I would imagine they were going to rally as much as this much. Something like that. So this is where I look left and see if I can find a decent level. So this is the entry point of this giant gap. Gut tells me that this was on earnings. Management, if they get here, I would book my longs. Management has to give us a reason why to fill this gap, because it looks like a fundamental gap, meaning it dropped on company news. So what now? Why should the Wall Street fill the gap? I know they like to fill gaps, but not every gap gets filled, and not so quickly. So for me, I would put an alert. So if I were, in fact, I'm going to do it right now. Add alert, whatever. And if price goes above this, I don't have to watch this. Boop, it sends me a message saying, go check the chart, and I'll come to it. Now, there is a higher low trend too, so you want to pay attention to that. So this is how I go from a daily chart to a more pinpoint lower time frame chart to get the lines that actually matter. And this is the orange line I just drew, and you can see how it has come into play before, even back to here. I didn't see that when we were on a lower time frame, and look how well it matches up. There are no oh my gosh, okay, so look how well it matches up with this one. There are no coincidences on Wall Street. I just did this live with you, and I had no idea I was going to match up perfectly with this drop target that I drew a while back, and this top right here on whatever happened last May. All right, Nick signing out. That was BYND. If you have any questions, you know where to reach me. Also, don't forget to use down below, there's a link to a free link to a chat room pass.